Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod throwback. That's right, it is Thursday, so we are checking out a mod from somewhere back in Fallout 4's mod history. Now, as you know, this series is now community driven, meaning you guys make the suggestions for future episodes, and I have been bombarded with suggestions saying that I should check out the Far West Minutemen mod by Morphion. Now, before we get into this mod, I just want to remind you, if you'd like to leave a suggestion for next week's episode, leave it down in the comments of this video, as this is where I pull from for ideas for future episodes. Alright, back to the mod. Far West Minutemen is going to overhaul the way that we see the Minutemen in Fallout 4. Now, there are many mods that achieve this, and all of them do so very differently, meaning everybody gets their own options. The Far West Minutemen mod is going to be a very different aesthetic than we're used to. Definitely bringing in some Western elements, which I think is very fitting since we still have the Desperado overhaul from yesterday's episode, but it also mixes in some steampunk and even some cyberpunk elements. Not the game, rather the genre. Now, that aesthetic can be a bit jarring for some, and this mod definitely isn't for everybody. Everybody has their own taste, but that doesn't mean that this is a bad mod, it just means that it's not for you. And that's okay, there's actually a couple different versions of this mod, some of which are lighter versions that don't have as much of the steampunk aesthetic and just kind of keep to the West aesthetic, so we'll cover that later in the video. Now for starters, the Far West Minutemen mod is going to add in a ton of new ranks for the Minutemen. And it's not military ranks like you would see in, say, Militarized Minutemen, it's more so classes. Let's go ahead and run through them now. In your journeys, you may find Minutemen classified as follows. We have Minutemen Hunters, Minutemen Reeves, Minutemen Emissaries, Minutemen Pioneers, Minutemen Tinkerers, Minutemen Sanitaries, Minutemen Pastors, the Minutemen Extremists, which are some mighty pig soldiers, Minutemen Traditionalists, Minutemen Strategists, Minutemen Settlers. More recently, there have even been some additions like the Minutemen Provisioners, Minutemen Marshals, and Minutemen Conquerors. And as you can see, all of these new specialist ranks come with their very own unique armor sets that suit them very, very well, some of them even having multiple armor sets. One of my personal favorites being the Deathclaw Hunter outfit. This is an alternative outfit that you can find on higher level Minutemen Hunters. Now, I am playing on the newest version of the build, meaning there are a lot of new armors that have been added to this mod over time. So if you played it when it first launched, it is definitely in a much different state than then. There are even now Minutemen Dogs, which look really cool, heavily armored. Now you'll notice as we pan through all of the different specialist classes that there is a lot of armor variety here. Now this does come at a small cost, and that is the requirements section. In order to use the full version of this mod, you are going to need a WKCR, Armorsmith Extended, Crimson Riders Accessories, Cross Pre-War Cybernetics, and the WestTech Tactical Optics. Now, I'm assuming that that isn't a problem if you want the full version of the mod because you probably embrace a lot of the style that comes with those accessories. However, if for whatever reason you want a more toned down version of this mod, there is actually a light version. The author puts it that the light version was actually designed to be more balanced for a survival game, as a lot of the armors added like the Minutemen Extremists can be a little OP. The Far West Minutemen light version also focuses on scarcity, again making this feel like a real survival game, but still having that nice Western aesthetic. The light version makes it so that the only requirement in terms of mods is AWKCR. You will not need Armorsmith Extended, Cross Cybernetics, or Crimson Riders Accessories Pack, or WestTech Tactical Optics. Again, just AWKCR, which makes this a lot easier to download and taking up a lot less space on your hard drive. Alright, now back to the original version of the mod. I find that this is a really nice balance for what Bethesda might have intended the Minutemen to be. A proper militia. Not exactly a full-on military like you'd see in something like Militarized Minutemen, but not just a bunch of settlers running around with pipe weapons either. These guys are a proper militia, thrown together but still organized. Now again, you may not like that aesthetic provided in the main version of the game, but there's still the light version, so you really can try both and see which one you prefer. Now, it is important to note that this only modifies the leveled list of the armors that the Minutemen will wear, not any of the weapons. So any weapon level list that you have will apply to these Minutemen with no conflicts, but just know that if you're downloading this, it's not going to modify any of their weapon level lists. They will spawn with whatever Minutemen would spawn with in the vanilla game. Now, just a preface for compatibility's sake, because I feel like it's something that'll be asked in the comments, this is not compatible with any mod that will alter the armored level lists of the Minutemen. So if you're using something like militarized Minutemen and this mod, they're not going to work together. Now, that being said, if you are a user of We Are the Minutemen, another Minutemen overhaul, there's actually a compatibility pack that you can download that makes these two work together and combines their leveled lists. That way you will still have items and ranks from the We Are the Minutemen mod, and still have some of the armors available here in the Far West Minutemen mod, making them combine seamlessly and adding even more variety to your Minutemen soldiers, which I think is appreciated by just about everybody. One small suggestion that I'd like to make, throwing my own 2 cents in, would be to check out the Post-apocalyptic homemade weapons replacer pack, specifically for the laser musket replacer. I feel that the redesign provided in this mod is a great addition to the Far West Minutemen style. It's what I've been using in all of these screenshots and footage that you've seen on screen, and personally I think that it meshes very, very well together, especially since most of your Minutemen will be using the laser muskets. Additionally, these Minutemen are going to be running around with pipe weapons a lot, and given that they're supposed to be a proper militia now, I would think they may get a hold of some better weapons. So, just something to be aware of if you're somebody who doesn't prefer pipe weapons like myself. You can always make your own replacer or download a replacer of your choosing to just kind of beef them up a little bit to match the armor sets that they're wearing. That's just a thought though, something to use in addition to this mod to add even more features and spice up your Minutemen variety just a little bit. And lastly, we'll just talk about some installation features. If you want to download this thing, it is available for both the vanilla body and also CBBE. That may not be important to most people, but I know there are some out there who that might be mandatory for armor mods, and this mod does have full support for it. Typically something you wouldn't see in an armor pack this big, but it's nice to see that support for every playstyle. And additionally, this mod is not only available for PC, but Xbox as well, so if you want to try it, just about anybody can who has access to custom assets. Sorry, PlayStation users, that's just not for you. So yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. This is an excellent mod that overhauls the Minutemen. Again, not for everybody, but definitely has its own unique style that a lot of people seem to like, as again, I've been hammered with a request to check this one out for a very, very long time. And it really does have some super cool armors. I love the mismatches, and I always appreciate using in-game assets to make really cool, unique armors. So if you want to try it out yourself, I will have a link in the description down below for both PC as well as Xbox, and also links to all of the other mods I mentioned during the video. And don't forget to support the mod author. If you enjoyed the mod, endorse it. Consider donating if that's something you're able to do, but most of all, just show your appreciation for all of their hard work. And don't forget to leave a suggestion for a future episode of the Throwback Thursday series, where I will be checking out some more mods from Fallout 4 Modding Pass. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a rating. Subscribe if you haven't already for more videos just like this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace! And really quick, I'd like to make a shout out to all of our patrons. Your donations are greatly appreciated and really help to support the channel and videos just like this one. So again, thank you.